It will be nice when we have a proper studio to record these in, coming very soon. But this is just a small update, so I suppose this will work for now. So we went over this paper yesterday morning, and it is describing how the North Atlantic Oscillation is intimately tied to the behavior of the tropical Atlantic, tropical Pacific teleconnection. And so this is where one major oscillation of the planet is actually controlling other patterns, modes, and other oscillations. The reason this is important, those who have Weatherman's Guide to the Sun, go reread chapter 4. It goes over how the sun is intimately related to things like the North Atlantic Oscillation, ENSO, El Nino or La Nina, the Pacific Decadal Oscillation. And so the reason this is important, in addition to the fact that it is good climatological science, is the fact that when you read something about El Nino affecting this, or the North Atlantic Oscillation affecting this, or the Pacific Decadal Oscillation affecting something, even if they do not mention the sun, there have been enough of those correlations between the sun and these major oscillations to the point where, even though they're not quantified into models, even the UN's IPCC acknowledges the sun's impact on things like El Nino and La Nina, on the North Atlantic Oscillation, etc. And so when you see those papers, even if they don't mention the sun, if they're talking about what El Nino or La Nina or the North Atlantic Oscillation or the Pacific Decadal Oscillation, an effect it has on something else, that is also an indirect thing that the sun impacts as well. We are still very much in the infancy of this kind of science. Like I said, it is acknowledged by mainstream climate scientists. It is not quantified and put into models, which is one of the main reasons why they still blame us for everything. But in reality, there's a lot more that is actually known by the experts on how the sun, either directly or indirectly down the line, impacts all the different kinds of oscillations, patterns, modes in the weather on this planet. And so this is a really good example. I mean, the paper from yesterday didn't mention the sun, didn't need to. But an observer who keeps their eye on not just what's in front of them, but is able to bring back what they have learned already and apply that learning to the present situation, that's when you're going to be able to spot some progress in terms of what we know about how the sun affects the weather and how the sun affects the climate, even if they don't expressly state so in the video. Anyway, bunch of good links down below, including one to Coast to Coast AM. I will be on Coast to Coast this evening. It is kind of late, much past my bedtime. Hopefully I'll get in a nap this afternoon. But join us tonight on Coast to Coast AM, and I will see you in the morning for the daily show. Be safe, everyone.